You are with the Omega Level Nerds. D Square. I don't know if he ever tells you to get in the chopper. Get in it now. Come kill me. I'm here. J100.
Her. Yeah, she was.
I can holler at her. I gotta fight Cyclops and Wolverine to get that Jean Grey. Never mind, forget all that. I'm gonna hit up.
Right, exactly.
Jelly Rose.
But I'm very, very looking forward to a Doctor Doom that does not suck. I'm actually looking forward to more figures since I do collect them.
And Vulsker. Naked.
You know what's funny is I was about to say, could it be that Marvel Girl looks like she's trying to get Twitch viewers?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Are gonna get real nerdy for you real nerds. That's right. It is time for the Omega Level Nerds to talk nerdy to you. Hope everyone has had a great week. It's been a different sort of week, that's for sure. In fact, as you can tell, we are only 2 nerds strong today. But that's okay. Jelly Rose and J100 are gonna be back with us. So, you know, they had some PTO saved up, so I figure why not let them use it, you know? Let them use that PTO. But hey, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about the new Boba Fett show, or at least the one that is in development or will be in development. We're also going to talk about how Warner Brothers has asked Johnny Depp to exit his role in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. And then PlayStation 5 is almost here. Vulsker's ready. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll see, you know, maybe what you should be doing in order to prepare. No X of Swords watch this week. Unfortunately, I had a rough time getting to the comic book shop, but we will, of course, look to see what is coming out this Wednesday for all you Wednesday warriors. And then end everything with what you're reading, playing, or watching. But before we do that, let's catch up with Vulsker. How's it going, man?
It's going, man. It's been another week. Fortunately, I'm right there with you. I wasn't able to make it to the comic shop. Actually, I feel bad because this is like the 3rd week I've missed.
Yeah.
Funds. Holidays, Christmas, bills, and next gen systems coming out, so it's kind of like gotta pick and choose the lesser evils there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's weekend. It went by way too quick, which sucks. But hey, it's another Sunday that the Browns don't lose, so I mean, it's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Another Sunday where our football team does not lose. That's always a good thing. All right. Well, yeah, this week, you know, like you mentioned, you know, it was rough for you getting to the comic shop. I was ill this week, and so really just, wasn't able to get there myself. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of mixed reviews about the stuff that did come out this week in regards to the X of Swords. So I don't know exactly how much we missed there, but we'll get caught back up with it, and you know we'll let you guys know where everything is at here. So let's go ahead though, get right into it here. So obviously, you know, the Mandalorian's going strong. Chapter 10, The Passenger, had released, and that was definitely an interesting episode. I don't think it was quite up to par as the last chapter, the Marshal.
More like comical relief than anything.
A lot of comic relief, and I really appreciated that they're called knobby white spiders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that again, you know, I actually did on my Twitter, you know, this show is actually bringing like all the coolest Star Wars monsters that are in, my Alien and Adversaries pen and paper book and bringing them to life in the show. And that's just really, really cool. I never thought I'd really, see this stuff other than they're in some of the video games, but just to see them brought to life and used like this is really, really, really cool. And I'm loving every minute of it. And those spiders, were creepy as hell.
Yeah.
And actually, and they're really old too, especially those real big ones. And what they'll do actually is they will actually like root themselves and turn into trees, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, when I first saw those little sacks, I'm like, what is that? And then when the child opened one and he was eating the little spider, I'm like, oh, I know what this is. And then, yeah, creepy.
Yeah, it was like some shit straight out of Aliens, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
yeah. Yeah, I have a figure of one of those spiders that we use on the battle map, and people would just think it's creepy. And it is creepy.
what the fuck?
I mean, I'm not.
Arachnophobia, man. Arachnophobia.
Yeah. Oh, and that was to the extreme too, man. So yeah, definitely great episode. But what I think is interesting in the world of Star Wars here that goes, right alongside that is they're basically saying that the Boba Fett show, it may come before we get Mandalorian season 3. And that got me thinking really about a couple of things is, do we need, like, it's obviously not 2 Mandalorians because, Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian, was not a Mandalorian. His suit is actually made of a different material. It's not made of Beskar. It's like made of Duraplast. Hence why it's actually as damaged as it is. You can still see Cad Bane's where he shot Boba in the head. I mean, obviously it didn't go through, but it did damage where Beskar it really wouldn't. But I don't know, dude. I just kind of feel weird about a Mandalorian show, and then now they're talking about a Boba Fett show.
I agree with you on that. The only thing I could see like to make this work is maybe if it's a prequel showing how he got out of the Starlight Pit, and then kind of what took place those 40 years basically.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'm like, just make him a reoccurring role on Mandalorian because technically, Mando's not a Mandalorian either. He's an orphan.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not like he'd be out of place. I do like how they reintroduced him, and I know it was last week's episode, but just the callback to his armor, and then it's him looking at like, oh shit, there goes my armor. Who the hell is this dude?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he probably knows what Mandalorians are because that's what his armor's based off of.
Right.
And the what is it? The Legends? What the hell? Legacy Legends books? Like he actually like restarts and becomes basically the king. So he knows what's going on. Unless they're going to kill him, just have one damn show. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that was more or less my line of thinking. I just don't see why the 2 shows need to be at the same time, but
do a miniseries.
Yeah.
6 to 8 episodes, fill in that time blank, and then bam.
So it got me wondering, we saw Boba Fett in, the last episode, the first episode of the second season of Mandalorian. I'm starting to think like maybe we're actually not going to see him again in the series. That really could be just some sort of like Easter egg cameo that we get that leads into his own show. And I mean, the show's still going to be great, but yeah, that I assumed, and you really don't want to assume, but let's face it, you do. I thought we would get some Boba Fett and Mando action, and we still may, but it also may just be a lead into a whole nother different show.
Yeah, I still think we will, because I don't think, all sources point to him being cast as Boba Fett. Like, it wasn't just like a cameo.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably going to be something that's around the finale, because what way to go out with than a bang. And two, yeah, K Pride 72. Like, come on, hurry up and watch it. Spoilers, man. But yeah, I'm still hoping that I think it would be very lackluster if we don't get some kind of interaction between them.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's probably, honestly, I'm calling it. He's probably going. The interaction we see is probably him trying to get his armor back. I can almost guarantee it.
I've heard people say that they think, and I don't think this is outside the realm of possibility. Some people say that he doesn't even care, maybe, that he kind of probably gave it up. You know, who knows? You know what's weird? Would you ever wear like a helmet that like a dead body's head has been in?
Without being in that situation, I would say no. But then when it's life or death,
Yeah.
like things change when it's, am I going to survive or not?
Yeah, I was just wondering that today because Boba Fett's armor is Jango Fett's armor, so and then in that the Marshal was wearing it. It's like I wonder if he knows like there was a dead severed head in there at one point as he's putting on.
Yeah. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, right. They never show like, do you know that had to happen? He had to scoop it out, or like hit it up against a rock or something to get the head to come out, and then put it on himself.
His dad, Django, he is Mandalorian, right?
No, nope.
He is not either. So he basically stole.
Yes.
Okay.
He like trolled the Mandalorians almost. He's from a system that is close to like where Mandalorian space was, but George Lucas himself confirmed that Jango Fett as well as Boba Fett, they are not Mandalorians, which is weird because they Boba Fett and his armor is what inspired the whole existence of Mandalorians. But they're not Mandalorians.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So, I mean, yeah. That's cray in the highest. All right, so yeah, I mean, a little weird. I didn't expect the announcement of a Boba Fett show, and certainly wouldn't expect that it would be done before we get the next season of The Mandalorian, but there we have it. I'm sure it wasn't until the internet got all a buzz, about it once The Mandalorian did become a success. So I'm sure they took that as an opportunity to go ahead and fix it up.
Now, I'm wondering too, because there's also rumors that he's supposed to be in the Obi-Wan show too, which that actually would probably fill most of that time frame up. So I'm wondering maybe if that's really the show they're talking about, but he has a very dominant role in it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, because we're going to have that. We're going to have Obi-Wan. Like, is he literally going to be weaving in and out 3 different shows?
He could. That would be very, very interesting indeed.
Right. Well, Nerd, you wanted it, you're about to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's what they'll do. Yeah, you want it, you'll get it. As long as you give us the money.
It's Disney. They'll shove it down your throat.
All right, but hey, I've got every faith in the world. At least, Jon Favreau's hitting it out of the park with this show. So,
if he's in charge of it, I think it's going to be fucking awesome. Like, I think he needs to be in charge of the Obi-Wan show. Like, this guy needs to be like the Kevin Feige
of the Star Wars universe. Yeah.
Like, come on, like, get that chick out of here that is
Kathleen
films. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I agree. I don't see where you could go wrong with having Jon Favreau control everything like Kevin Feige does with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because I think it's just I don't think he could do any wrong.
And he was under Feige, so he helped started the MCU. Yeah. Like, he knows what to do. So I'm curious.
Yeah, you darn tootin'. All right, well, we'll see how this story develops. We'll keep you informed here about the development of the Boba Fett series, and we'll certainly, keep talking about the Mandalorian episodes as they come out. So far, so good. Home runs so far. All right, Vulsker, this one you're going to have to take a little bit of a lead on here because, get out your pitchforks and your spears, get ready to throw them. I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that universe. Other than the creator is apparently not a lot of people's favorite, but anyway.
Yeah, that's a whole topic for a whole nother show.
I mean, that's a whole nother, exactly. That's a whole nother deal.
That's going to tread a whole lot of lines. So yeah, we'll save that.
Yeah, that's not my bag. But hey, so Warner Brothers has asked Johnny Depp to drop out of his Fantastic Beasts role. He plays Grindlewald.
Asked.
Right. Yep. And this is all over the fact that there were some abuse allegations from
against
his...
him normally.
Yeah.
Which killed his career. Then it came out in court with actual live video and recordings of Amber Heard admitting she was the abuser and making fun of him for trying to get help. And then he sued, was it like a UK paper? Because they're calling him the abuser, even though all this proof has come out.
Yeah.
And he lost the case. And now Warner Brothers is like, yeah, we want no part in this. Come on.
Yeah, they're not into those optics.
But Amber Heard's still in Aquaman 2 and currently coming back for the Snyder Cut. So how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, that is a mystery to me. Obviously, a little bit of a...
It's because he's a man.
Sure.
I'm not going to shy away. You want equality? It is proven that he was the one that was being abused.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he's the one that his career is going into shitter because, it's really shitty if you ask me. Warner Brothers has lost a lot of credibility in regards to this, and people are flipping their shit.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, he's an amazing actor, and allegations aside, or what you were saying, there's, obviously a little bit of a double standard there, and who knows why. But yeah, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless they want to save money. From what I understand, that character can have many shapes and forms, or he can do some pretty fantastical disguises, so recasting him may not exactly be difficult. Again, I don't know how you replace the caliber of an actor of Johnny Depp. But aside from all that, I've not heard anything about Ezra Miller being in the doghouse in regards to Warner Brothers, and we straight have him on tape.
Choking a bitch.
Clearly.
Choke slamming a fan. Yeah, no, and yet they're also hiring all these people to redo and get ready for his Ezra Miller Flash movie. You know what? We're going to reward him with his own movie. Let's not ask him to leave. Let's give him a movie of his own.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and it's ridiculous.
It's got to be a money-saving thing, or just, I don't know, stepping on the wrong person's toes, something. It's not making sense to me at all.
It's, K Pride 72, did I ever tell you how much I hate spiders? So she's getting to the best part of the episode.
She must be.
Even if it's a money-saving thing, it really sucks. And I feel for the dude after all the shit that he's gone through by this woman. And it's allegations, but there is more proof siding with him at this point, such as all his exes, the parents of Amber Heard, everybody is supporting him. And then this recording of her admitting to this comes out. And this is the one role that he has to grasp onto right now that was rebuilding his career. And in a major franchise such as Harry Potter, where it was supposed to be like five to seven movies of this building up to what was in the books as the greatest wizard battle of all time, which is Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. So he, like, as the movies progressed, he was going to get more and more dominant in the movies. And now it's just peace out, which I think is just a kick to the dick.
Yeah, big old kick to the dick for Johnny Depp. Well,
fucking Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they don't make the best decisions. That is absolutely apparent.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, let's kick this nerd talk into another gear here. So, PlayStation 5 is launching soon.
Yeah.
Vulsker's already. What's that?
Not soon enough.
Not soon enough.
Yeah.
Well, definitely let us know how that experience goes.
Oh, absolutely.
So I did want to kind of talk not only about that, but also about an article here on GameSpot.com. The PS5 review, a promising start to the next generation. So,
because don't forget, we actually have two systems coming out this week. Tuesday is the Xbox Series X, and then Thursday will be the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I lost all buzz or interest whatsoever. I mean, again, I'm not going to get either of these systems for the next year or so unless something miraculous happens. But I think
God of War.
Yeah, well, yes. I don't know if I'm going to buy a system. I don't know if I'm going to buy a system for God of War. I don't know.
Final Fantasy 16 might be next year.
Well, that's a different thing.
Like, that's it.
That's a different thing. But yeah, it's because of that, as well as the fact that the Xbox, this next generation of Xbox, the cheaper model isn't really any more powerful than what's out now. Their naming convention, everything. I'm just completely turned off by Xbox right now.
You don't want an Xbox X?
I don't want an Xbox X Series X, 6, and 7, and 4.
Yeah,
Xbox One coming out 10 years from now. No. But the PlayStation 5, I'm definitely considering. Just not...
Five-time
That's
PlayStation.
that's gonna be the next Xbox logo. Just... Okay. Some stupid shit like that. So yeah, forgive us if we don't talk that much about the Xbox, because I just don't think any of the Omega level nerds are excited about that. But the PlayStation 5
I will say I'm excited.
is different. Yeah,
I'm excited. Actually, Haley's excited, and will be cool to play almost PC quality games. But as of right now, going into it, unless it's like Call of Duty, you're pretty much reliant on the backlog. There is no actual exclusives coming out, which is so
yeah. I think it's gonna kick it in the butt for sure. Kick it in the butt. Do you have an actual PlayStation 5 game that you're purchasing with it and playing, or is it just the console for right now?
I actually have my Miles Morales purchased.
Oh, the Spider-Man. Gotcha. Cool.
Yes. I was going to do the Ultimate, where you was the remastered, where you got the remastered Spider-Man and then Miles Morales, but I was like, open world. There's only one game that I really like to go back and play, and that's The Witcher. So I'm just going to do the Miles Morales, which is going to give me, they said, like 11 to 12 hours, which is fine, because at that point, then I can look at other things. Like I was looking at, was it Godfall? Game looks awesome. I just don't know if I want to get into a Destiny style game, even if it's badass with swords and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, really at this point, it's really just Miles Morales, and then that's really just it right now.
I mean, yeah, when a new system launches, I mean, it's you're not going to have a lot to choose there. But
Well, the other game I had pre-ordered, it was like a Destruction Derby, like slash Twisted Metal kind of cartoony like game, but that got delayed until December. So
happens a lot lately.
and then nobody wants to launch in December because Cyberpunk, and everybody's like, no, we're gonna go to the beginning of the year.
Yeah, slide away from that. Unless, of course, Cyberpunk gets delayed again. So hopefully that.
Which, I won't be surprised. I'll be pissed, but I won't be surprised.
You mentioned The Witcher real quick. Good time to mention that, in case you didn't hear, of course, that the production for The Witcher TV show has been delayed due to COVID concerns. So
Yeah, I was excited when they announced they were going back into studio filming, so that way they can keep it moving. And then, bam! I was like, "Fuck!"
yeah,
It's just, it's this COVID shit, man. Something else I can't remember, but something else was just delayed. I can't. It will probably come to me. It was just announced like today.
gotcha. Yep. Think about that. And while you do that here, like I said, so GameSpot.com here has a featured article. PS5 review, a promising start to next generation. So if you're not decided on whether or not you're going to purchase the PlayStation 5 when it comes out, I mean, hopefully, I guess you've decided at some point earlier than this, or else you're not going to get it, at least not launch day. But nonetheless, if you're still on the fence,
they are not doing launches in store.
Mm-hmm.
You have to purchase everything for the first round online only. So that was a huge difference maker that they're doing too.
Yeah, that's a good call out. That is a good call out. You know, if you are somebody that has last minute decided they do want to pick this up, so you're going to go camp out in front of your local electronics shop, don't bother.
Camp your ass out in your computer chair because all the major retailers are telling you that they'll be stocking on Thursday.
Right, exactly.
Walmart went so happy to give 4 times, and it wasn't and. It was like 9, 12, 3, 6, or 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's going to be... So,
how do you defeat bots? Don't tell a good time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so the PS5 is a promising console that draws a clear line for the next generation, providing an experience that doesn't sacrifice performance for fidelity. The PlayStation 4 was a fantastic console, a platform that both indie and AAA games flocked to and shined on. Bolstered by a varied lineup of first-party exclusives, Sony's fourth console commanded the attention of gamers over the past 7 years. While the PlayStation 4's success was undeniably a good thing for Sony, it leaves the company with the tough challenge of topping itself. With the PlayStation 5, instead of simply releasing a new console with more horsepower, Sony has taken a bolder step to clearly establish this is a brand new generation. The PlayStation 5's console design speaks to this, looking less like a PlayStation and more like an evil megacorp cyberpunk headquarters. It's a brash design that looks nice when standing tall and a little strange when resting on its side, but in either orientation, it's undeniably eye-catching. The next generation machine is big, bold, and next to stablemates like PS4 Pro, downright intimidating.
It reminds me of all the memes, like Pope's hat and shit.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I can't wait to see the first one with like an Akatsuki skin on it, because it reminds me of like the Akatsuki cloaks, and you know, where they come up to a point.
This thing's fucking huge. Digital Foundry was doing a review. Like, give you an idea, he was sitting. The thing was like fucking up to here.
Wow.
Like, it is like 15 inches tall. It's insane.
But from what I understand, that has apparently been helping with the cooling.
Compared to the two, it is the cooler system because it's all like all custom. I think they used liquid metal instead of actual CPU.
Mm,
Fuck, I can't think of the damn term, but the liquid for the CPU.
gotcha. So yeah, though, like we're talking about here, so though it may be a cold behemoth in its stature, the PlayStation 5 is also warm and inviting when turned on. The menus are all reminiscent of the PS4, creating a sense of familiarity that helps users to get their feet planted, but it's also stripped down and streamlined to only the necessities. Installed games stand in line of up to 9 titles on the homepage, capped off by a library button that reveals your full collection. This is similar to the PS4, though unfortunately there's currently no way to organize these games at launch. Whatever
Fuck,
was
they're going back to that.
whatever was used most frequently or most recently shows up first, and there's no folders. Sorting sizable libraries by the platform is easy, though, allowing you to parse which games are native to the PS5 in just a few button presses.
That's how the PS4 was for like, because Xbox had like the organization, the drawers. For like the first 3 or 4 years, PlayStation, you couldn't even put in a folder. So it was literally just a fucking strand
Yeah.
of all these titles. And you're like,
Yeah.
what the couple things worth mentioning about this, especially for those that are listening that want to be ready. One, you cannot install PS5 or PS4 enhanced titles on external hard drives. You can do the regular PS4 backwards compatibility. So to save space on the SSD, get an external, have all your backwards on there, and then save the SSD strictly for the PS5 stuff. At launch, you cannot change the SSD because Sony is making sure they go through and test and certify which ones, because currently it's like their own custom build, which is right under like the highest tier for PCI Express 4. And 2, this feature has me excited. You can do picture-in-picture and watch somebody that you're chatting with play whatever they're playing.
Nice.
So as you're playing, you literally can like move this around the screen and it's who you're chatting with, and it shows clear detail the full game that they're playing. So you like, I think this, it's more along the lines like if you're just playing with somebody, you want to see what they're doing, but I think that can also help with like a bunch of like couch co-op. You know, throwing back to fucking Rare and Microsoft with Battletoads.
Yeah.
Like, this would be a way that, okay, you know, we're going to play, you know, if Twisted Metal ever gets remastered or a new one comes out and we're going against each other playing co-op, like I could see your vision and then have the screen for my, like, it'd be kind of cool. And I think it'll be a whole new dynamic to even streaming if you can resize it and make it clear on screen. Like, it's going to be fucking sweet.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, picture in picture there. There's also here the DualSense controller is also impressive. Navigating the PS5's user interface is just as easy. Being able to quickly slide in and out of specific sections back to your game. But and then into deeper system settings feels more fluid than on the PS4. And go ahead.
Controller is, the triggers are motorized.
Okay.
So, like, it gives you a haptic feel. So if you're playing like a game where you got to do an archer, and you know as you pull it, it gets stronger. It will motorize and give you resistance, like you're actually trying to. So that's going to be pretty fucking sweet. And it's not, doesn't have official PC drivers, but it is PC compatible. But I would love to see something like that because that could potentially take over as the PC gamer's controller if it gets official support.
Yeah, that's cool. Because, right now I'm using 360 controllers.
Same one.
Yeah.
Well, Xbox One, but yeah. Because let's be honest, all the way up since the I mean, I was a fan of the Duke, but ever since they did the PlayStation or the Xbox small controller, then the 360, and then like, yeah, they pretty much kept it the same, but it is the most comfortable controller, period. But they're saying this one just, yeah, I'm curious to see. And another thing too is they found out that the shell of the controller comes off, which makes it potentially customizable by Sony, like the faceplates. Third parties don't go out there selling that shit because they'll shut you down like they did that company taking pre-orders. But hey,
It will shut that shit down.
yeah. How would you like that? Be like, yeah, I might have to contact thousands, if not millions, of people who pre-order these colored shells because I'm not going to court.
Yeah. But that's cool. Yeah, kids love that shit. So that would make all the sense in the world to be able to reskin your controller. And apparently the DualShock, this controller is going to be slightly bigger than the DualShock 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked about the Duke. I miss the Duke. I used to love playing with the Dukes.
You know, they brought one out for the Xbox One.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
It was Hyperkin, I think, did it, which also does a lot of the retro consoles.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Also, says here in the article, the graphics modes don't feel like a compromise. The PS4 Pro was able to deliver some excellent gaming experiences, but players were often asked to choose between visual and performance, sacrificing one for the other. Yes. Oftentimes, this left players with a higher yet not quite 4K resolution targeting 30 FPS or an unlocked, unstable frame rate and a grainy-looking image, not quite satisfactory in either mode. While these types of options are again available in some PS5 games, the system is better equipped to provide a more ideal experience no matter your particular preference. As you'd expect, the PS5 boasts much more powerful specs than its predecessors. These afford the console enough power to run a high-speed open-world game like Spider-Man Miles Morales at 4K and a solid 30 FPS with ray tracing enabled, or in a performance mode that enables the game to run at 4K and a solid 60 FPS with ray tracing disabled.
Yeah, ray tracing is a huge task on your resources.
Yeah, absolutely. But both modes, it says here, are immensely impressive, even to someone who spends most of his time gaming on a high-end PC. With ray tracing enabled, seeing the sun peek at you between New York high-rises or even catching the reflection of the city in the glass window of the buildings is enough to inspire you to stop swinging and just look around.
You mentioned something in there that I want to mention, and I always recommend Digital Foundry. These guys are fucking awesome. They're like on a whole new tech level, but it makes you understand what they're talking about. They know how to dumb it down. They've been doing like videos every other day on the Xbox and the PlayStation. They did a whole like half-hour video of just backwards compatibility. And to your, like you mentioned with the Pro, like you could do the, what was it called? It was checkerboard rendering for 4K. It was fake 4K with the unlock. So 60 was its target, but maybe you got 40 or 48. These systems are so powerful that they're taking these in easily solid 60 across the board. There are next to no dips, and they're not even like optimized. It's just popping the disc in there and it's fucking working. So that's how high of a fucking jump this is. It's insane. Like one they were showing, was it Just Cause 4 on the Xbox One X? It was optimized. It was partially optimized. It was, and at one point that was the strongest system. It was dipping to like 28 frames per second.
Wow. With
explosions and shit. They popped it in and it's running a solid 30 with no drops, explosions, people flying, shit everywhere. But the only downfall to this, without being optimized, it is stuck to the last gen's resolutions. So if you play like Tomb Raider and you do 1080 60, it's not going to crank it up to a higher resolution other than like the upscaling on your TV. And if it's a locked frame rate, it's not going to kick it over that lock. So they will have to go back and optimize things to actually get like improvements.
Right.
But based on the restrictions and the issues they had last gen, these systems are just knocking it out of the park so far, which is fucking sweet.
Sounds good. That way, when I get one, I'll be enjoying that too.
4K, 60 frames per second, God of War.
I have to get a 4K TV first, though. That's, I'm not quite. I need a TV to break in the house, so.
Just in case my lovely sister-in-law is, listening, Christmas is coming.
Oh, yeah, Christmas. Yeah, but, Christmas next year, maybe. That's more realistic and,
I don't know. They were doing a 4K off-brand Walmart TV for like $200 for a 50-inch.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, maybe the Omega level household will get one. We'll see. I know you mentioned storage earlier.
Yes.
So the SSD is already being put to great use. So yes, the PlayStation 5's 10.3 teraflops equipped GPU, 8-core Ryzen Zen 2 processor, and 16 gigabit of GDDR6 RAM are impressive, but the console's tech headliner is a custom solid-state drive that weighs in at a storage capacity of 825 gigabits and read speeds of 5.5 gigabits per second. This is fast storage, outmatching most NVMe SSDs you can currently buy on the market.
Now, the downfall. Read the allotted amount.
The allotted amount. What you talking about? That 825 gigabit.
After the operating system, there's like 660. For any of you Call of Duty fans out there, they're calling that Cold War is 250 fucking gigs installed. So if you're getting Cold War on your PS5, you might as well only have like one fucking game after that.
Wow.
Because as you're getting this power and these HD textures, these games are not going to be 30, 40 gigs anymore. They're going to be 50, 60, 70 on standard, which to like Grand Theft Auto on the Xbox One X and PC right now are like 60 to 70 gigs.
Yeah.
When you kick it up even higher, like that's probably going to be close to 100 gig. Now, that's my only fear. See, at least with the Xbox One X, and this is what I like about this system, you can take your Xbox One X installs, move it to the hard drive, and then hot swap them when you want to play them. Even though you can't play them off of an external, you can store them so you're not trying to reinstall every time you want to play. So hopefully Sony does something with that.
Yeah, that does seem like a big limitation, and and just like you said,
or Activision, get your fucking shit together and stop making almost 300 gig games.
And for what? And for fucking what?
Run around
for Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm sure. Great if you have fun with those games. I know my buddy likes the.
I love them.
But Jesus, for all that, anyway. But yeah, just like you were saying though, after the system and data updates and all that, that 825 goes down to 667. So
yeah,
beware.
So oh shit. With just PCP, like tech people, we know once you format shit, like that's how it happens. But
yeah,
at least give us a 1 terabyte like Microsoft, so that way you at least have like 800 to deal.
Yeah.
Oh god.
As far as backwards compatibility goes, Sony has said that the PS5's backward compatibility doesn't support 100% of the PS4's library, noting several games that won't work on the new console. It's a little more complicated than that. The PS5 is capable of playing the vast majority of PS4's best games, but they may not behave quite like they did on the original console. And unlike the Xbox Series XS, you may not see a huge boost to the load times unless the game has been updated to take advantage of PlayStation 5's hardware, which I guess is easy enough nowadays, but
yeah, but it depends. Like if people want to go back and do it, like with the Xbox One X, the way that they designed their backwards compatibility, like they're putting Fable Legends in there, which was
Yeah.
a late 360 title. They're saying like the map loads like that. Like every game is experiencing massive increase. Witcher 3, I was watching Alana Pierce. She did a quick resume, which is cool because you can have like 4+ games where even with the disc, hey, I want to play this. 1, 2, 3, load it.
Whoa.
Like it, yeah. Even if you power the system down, once you power it back on, those games are still in your quick resume, which is insane.
Nice.
But she did a quick travel. One of the quick travels literally was like, boom, loaded. There was no like insane, which is
Wow.
crazy for open world. Can you imagine doing
Yeah.
like Grand Theft Auto? Like, you know, you die. Grand Theft Auto Online, you die. 15 minutes later,
Yeah, I know.
oh, it's loading. No,
Yeah.
you died. Back in. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice as hell, especially on Grand Theft Auto, because yeah,
right.
you spend a whole lot of time loading that fucking game.
Well, it's coming. I mean, you know, we're probably going to have 8-gen reboots or remasters of 5 before we get 6.
Well, I just, I said it once, I'll say it again. I don't know if we ever need a Grand Theft Auto 6. They can just keep updating Grand Theft Auto 5. Unless they want to do just a major map over. Right,
like,
yeah.
For people who want DLC. Like, I personally, I would love a return to Vice City.
Yeah.
I think that would be printing money.
You think there's a lot of nostalgia for that?
Or even give us a remaster of 3 in Vice City with today's standards. Like, that would, you know how much that would sell? Nobody gives a shit about 4. Like,
yeah, I must say, 4, as much as I'm a fan of that series, 4 is a dark horse for me.
The DLC was better than the actual campaign of the game.
Yep, Nico Bellic. All right. So there you go. We'll let you know how it goes, but PS5 there, get excited about it. Although again, the whole,
I even have a couple videos on my channel.
check them out. Make sure you got the notifications going so you know when that's going down. All right. Well, we are just breezing through here, guys. Quick shout out, by the way, to our chatters. We got K Pride 72, and of course, Lights the Kitten, always doing a great job. So thank you, guys, very, very much. All right, as we exit our main topics here, again, no X of Sword Watch. It's just been a week, and we didn't get to the comic shop, and there's been some complaints. So I guess I'll know a little bit more about that when I do go to the comic book shop this week. But yeah, I don't know, the highs and lows of Hickman's X-Men, and from what I hear, we're kind of a low this week.
I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick before we move. Somebody posted something earlier, and I think it was IGN, that they did a map for X of Swords and like the Legends or Prophecy maps or some shit, something really crazy. See if I can find
Well, I
it.
know one of the complaints was that the X-Men issue was basically reused images, which we've seen them do before with Hoxpox, but just different dialogue. Like we were just told it from a different perspective. So I guess a lot of people complained about that.
Really? That's for 27 fucking issues. That seems like a cop out and just money grabbing.
Well, I mean, we've seen with this, Dawn, especially with the Dawn of X, we've talked about it. Me and you, we've definitely had some stinker issues here that we're like, what the fuck is this? And then, stuff that happened that's revolutionary, like the last couple of weeks. So
I can't find it. Damn it. All right.
So yes, we're going to try and make it to our local comic book shops this week. And for everybody else that is looking to do the same, let's go ahead and look and see what's coming out this week. At least what we feel is notable. Boom Studios, Firefly number 22, sorry, is coming out. Looks like it has covers A, B, C, and D. And Once in Future, number 13. And then Something is Killing the Children, number 12.
Nice.
3 covers on that as well.
I just got my volume 1, actually, so I'm curious because they keep talking about it like as that's like one of their top sellers now, so I had to bite on the hype and see, because everything I've read from Boom Studios is like gold, so
yeah,
can't be that bad.
Biting on the hype. All right. Now here's one that's actually under Dark Horse Comics, and you like Umbrella Academy. So I didn't realize this before. I guess I've been glossing over this, but they do have You Look Like Death, Tales from the Umbrella Academy. Number 3 is coming out, 3 of 6. So,
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if I didn't notice that before or what, but yeah, You Look Like Death, Tales from the Umbrella Academy. And that's under Dark Horse. Which Dark Horse used to have Star Wars until Disney bought it and put it under Marvel.
They've also done The Witchers. I think they've done Army of Darkness at one point, Evil Dead. And I think they're doing the Cyberpunk ones that I'm reading.
Awesome.
And they've done my lovely statues up top for...
Yeah, there you go. Those are Witcher statues?
Yep.
Right next to your Witcher picture?
That one that was custom print art that I got from the Indianapolis Comic-Con a couple years ago.
Nice. Will we ever get Comic-Cons again?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, but problem one day, but I mean right now they're doing them all for free, so
Yeah. Yeah, I think BlizzCon also. I think BlizzCon's going to be free for everybody. Pretty sure I read something about that.
Still a dream, me and you, to go to San Francisco or San Diego Comic-Con one of these days. I think that would be absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's out there for me, but yeah. Or at least maybe New York. Yeah, although I don't have a strong desire to step foot in that city either. But yeah.
Once they're clean out, I mean, right now it's like Biohazard.
Right.
That's really that's going to be the Raccoon City where the outbreak happened.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Ooh.
Like all the subways and shit, it literally is like fucking Resident Evil.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they get hit hard with all this crap. All right, well, looking at DC Comics, and again, DC actually now comes out on Tuesday, so we got Aquaman number 65, Batman 103, Catwoman 27, Dark Knight Death Metal number 5 of 7, Joker Harley Criminal Sanity number 6 of 8, Justice League number 57.
Wait, step back to, you say Death Metal 7?
5 of 7. 5 of 7.
Shit, I thought it was supposed to be only 5 issues. Okay, never mind. I was wondering where.
Hey, listen, that happens, man. I can go over to my comic shelf right now. The Secret Wars series, which of course written by Jonathan Hickman, was originally only supposed to be like 8 issues, and then at the top of every issue, it's like 1 of 8, 2 of 8, 3 of 8, 4 of 8, 5 of 8. 6 of 9. It happens.
I have the X-Men Ronin that I have, where it was like designed like to be Japanese, like ish. The first issue said like 1 of 9, and then after that it was like 2 of 5, 3 of 5.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they pissed somebody off with me.
That's exactly it. So yeah, Nightwing 76, Rorschach number 2 of 12, and Teen Titans number 47. I do believe Teen Titans is Dead Man Walking kind of right now. At least in comic form. I hear the show's going. Its 3rd
Red
season.
Hood's actually supposed to be season 3.
Yes. Yep.
He looks
It-
badass, actually.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he really does. IDW Publishing, G.I. Joe, a real American asshole, a real American hero, number 274 is getting a second printing variant cover.
Better be careful. People might think you're talking about Trump there.
Oh, well, I mean, that did go on. That did happen. I hear people are happy. I guess all the people with the Trump flags I saw on vacation weren't, but they'll learn like me one day. It doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, but we are getting a new G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 275 as well. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 91. And here we go, guys. So the writer was featured on this show, so make sure you go out and get Sea of Sorrows number 1 of 5. That's coming out $3.99 by IDW.
My pull pile.
Star Trek Voyager 7's Reckoning number 1 of 4. So for you Star Trek fans. Star Wars Adventures Volume 2 number 2 is out, and Usagi Yojimbo number 14.
I swear to God, every time we have a show, there's a new one of those.
There's a new Usagi. I mean, huge, workings going down in the Usagi Yojimbo camp. Let's see here. Image. I really don't see Commanders in Crisis 2 of 12. Darkness number 1. Die number 15. That Texas Blood.
Wait, they have more than 2 issues coming out this week?
Yeah, they do. They've got Walking Dead Deluxe number 3 coming out. Texas Blood's got some variants coming out.
You want to talk about money grab? Okay, so for any of the Walking Dead fans out there, so they went through the original.
Mm-hmm.
They did the deluxe where they were like the giant omnibuses.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going back through, recoloring every single issue from scratch.
Yeah.
Slapping deluxe on there and reselling them. There's like 300 issues.
People will buy it. I mean, right? There's still people that like Walking Dead out there. I was never on that train, so
I gotta finish. Like, I'm like 40 issues away because at one point I had a torrent of all of them.
Oh.
But I can't, like, I would just buy the omnibuses, but I'm not spending $80 on a big old Bible looking thing. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Ugh.
And of course, to my favorite, Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 53, Avengers Marvel Snapshot number 1. We do have a second variant printing of Cable number 5, as well as Cable number 6 coming out. Captain America number 25. We have Fantastic Four number 26. We have a second printing variant of Hellions 5 and a new Hellions 6 coming out. Immortal Hulk number 40 is coming out and getting 4 different covers. Juggernaut number 3 out of 5 is coming out, so I'll be excited to see that. Marvel's Voices, Indigenous Voices number 1. That's coming out and getting a whole bunch of covers. Spider-Woman number 6 is coming out with 3 covers. Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 7 is coming out. Star Wars number 7 is getting a second printing. Then we have Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black number 1 of 5.
Yes. This is the one of the next big things. It's leading up to the finally, maybe if we're lucky, a year later, the Battle for Null.
Null is coming in 14 more months. Get prepared. We also have Venom number 30 coming out. We have Widowmaker's Red Guardian and Yelena Belova number 1. And then X-Force number 14.
Are all those part of the X of Swords?
Yes, they're still all X of Swords. Where basically the title of the comic is irrelevant. It's just all X of Swords.
I think the Null Run, I think they're doing that too.
They are. They are. You are correct. I did see X-Force is X-Force, just looking at the covers here, is it's still X of Swords. And what was it? Hellions.
Remember how you were talking about Call of Duty fans? So Light's in there talking about being able to play Call of Duty early, and the game doesn't even launch till Friday. Because you pay extra, you get early access now to Ubisoft and Activision games.
Well, hey, whatever works. That's nice. That's cool.
Extra $20, you get a partial season pass, and you can play it 3 days early.
I can't hate. Listen, I mean, I'd have to say the game I was most hyped for recently, air quotes, would be the Star Wars MMO when that first released. I mean, I used to sit there and refresh my email all day just so I could try, and get early beta access, their beta access weekends. And if they would have said, hey, give us $20, you could have that thing 3 days early, I'd have paid it. I would have paid it.
Fair point.
So, I get it.
I would say that would probably be your second most, because you were pretty excited for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, you're right.
And that game was still fucking glorious. Like, I think, like, the hype died out way too quick.
Way too quick. Way too quick. I mean, I know I personally got burnt out a little bit with hard mode, and that's because I really even shouldn't have been fucking with hard mode yet, because you can still be in easy mode and level up. In hard mode, you shouldn't even attempt until you're max level. I do need to go back and play that.
Light says no. It's being basically, it's not jailbreaking, but changing the region on your Xbox to make it force a different time zone.
Yeah.
That's actually how you get, like, games for gold and shit, like the Japanese games that they've done that won't come to America.
Yeah, or my buddy Chris Fails is like an achievement hound, and not like I'm gonna actually do something and get the achievement, but just like he seriously buy any and all games he can just to get the achievement for having the game. So he would frequently mess with his region settings to get like
Discounted shit.
That and Japanese achievements and shit. Yeah. Didn't work on the PS4 though, Lights. Damn. Wonder why it wouldn't work on the PS4.
Sony doesn't want that shit.
Yeah, they don't want that. They don't want that smoke.
Probably thinking they're going to get another was a DDoS attack, bring down PS Network.
Yeah, I'm sure they're shit their pants at the thought of that. Well, there you go, though. Here's everything coming out this week at your local comic book shop. So make sure and go out and support those wonderful, wonderful local comic book shops. You know, they need your support. They're coming out of the Corona stuff, which is good. But, you know, that's what I advocate for is go to those LCSs. All right, well, we're, you know, hey, breezing through this one, kind of a light, nerdy news week, so not too much going on here. But, of course, before we end the show, let Vulsker and I give you a little bit of recommendations and let you catch up on what we're reading, playing, or watching. So, Vulsker, what you reading, playing, or watching?
Yeah, so playing's kind of light. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but just kind of waiting for the new systems. So I'm popped in last night Shaq Fu, The Legend Reborn.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty damn funny to see how they're basically trying to reimagine Shaq Fu in a new age, and then tying in like at the end of every boss battle, you grab a jar of Icy Hot, and then you get like a quick advertisement. Like it's hilarious, and I think it was a Indiegogo and Kickstarter funded game. It's entertaining just to hear like some of the shit he says. Like
Yeah.
they even have him rapping. Like the theme song is Shaq. Like it's awesome. But they even like they break the fourth wall. Like one of the bosses is like, what the hell you playing this crap? Why would they bring this crap back? And he was like, well, don't worry, Steel's next.
Oh my. So
Like,
it's
it's
self-aware.
awesome.
Yeah. That is funny. That it's self-aware and self-deprecating. Well, hey, at least they're having a good
I got it for,
time
like,
with it.
$5, but it's definitely
Yeah.
worth it. No
Nice.
couch co-op, no online. It's just typical straight like side scroller. So that's pretty cool. Reading has been pretty light because I haven't been to the comic shop in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So I decided to finally go back and start the Tom King Batman run since I came in during the City of Bane, and I'm already like, I think I'm on my 7th volume already. So I'm just like reading it. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. The way that it started out is insane. Like, it's very self-aware of what happened during like Crisis and New 52 and all that. You find out like the Bat family died during one of the battles, was resurrected, and Batman's just like getting a little tired, and all of a sudden these two people come out, and it's like a female and a male Superman. And he's like, who the fuck are these people? And they're called Gotham Girl and Gotham. And you find out like it was a kid that Batman or Bruce Wayne sat down, brought to the mansion, and talked because his parents were like murdered, and it was just really crazy. And then he's like just relating to him, and it's nuts. And then I can't remember who the hell the villain was, but he gets like
Calendar Man.
He was one of them. He was one of
because
the
I actually have like the first 3 or 4 of the Batman Rebirth.
Yeah, Calendar Man was like the first villain, and
I don't know. I didn't dig it. So are you liking it, or I didn't continue on?
Once you get me on that, it gets really cool. Because you see like this guy like going nuts, and then Batman's like, I can't do this, and then the Justice League comes out, and they're like, hey, you fuck with Gotham, you fuck with us now. And then it goes like on to the whole point where he's trying to save her, because these powers that they were given, if they use it too much, they suck their own life away. And she's like becomes really depressed, bipolar. She's having conversations with her brother who's Gotham, but he's dead. Like, it's just a bunch of crazy shit. And then leading into the wedding, I'm really, really digging the dynamic between Bat and Cat. I truly, like, I'm going to go out on a whim here. Marvel fans, get it? I think they are better and have more of a dynamic than Spider-Man and Mary Jane.
Whoa.
I'm digging it. Just the back and forth. You know, Batman, I shouldn't do this. You're a criminal. Well, you know, you're not different than me. You're breaking the laws of vigilante, and then she toying with them will try to catch me, and it's just, it's really cool. So I'm totally digging it. I just think it'd be kind of cool to piece everything together and finally get up to where I started it so I can see the whole run. I do still like Tinian's take on what he has done when he took over for King, but I do like kind of where this started, and I actually regret not being familiar and jumping in when it did it back in 2016, because I thought it would have been an awesome point to do it.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Outside of that, that's all I'm watching today. I know I watched a bunch of like rated B horror and comedy films lately. Nothing too crazy. Mandalorian season 2,
Oh yeah.
episode 2, and then I watched a couple episodes of Big Mouth, which is
Big Mouth?
hilarious. It's have you ever seen it?
No.
It's totally M plus. Like, kids should not be in the room. All it is just a bunch of like nerdy teenagers like going through puberty, and it's animated.
Yeah.
And they're just like they have like guardian angels, but they're demons, but they're like sex demons. So they like try to get them to feed into their desires. It's crazy, outlandish shit.
Sounds like it. Right up your alley there. Cool. All right. All right. Well, so what is D Square reading, playing, or watching? Reading, I'm going to be right there. Like I already explained, really wasn't a good week, so didn't get to the comic shop and didn't read anything. Playing, same deal. Just kind of been feeling icky all week, and if I'm not working or taking care of wife and children, I went to bed. So yeah, no games there. Watching, though, I did manage to watch some more Dragon Ball Super, so that's cool. That really is a funny show, and I don't watch it for the comedy, but it's everybody comments on Bulba's saggy tits, and then the one character that like Beerus uses and pretends like he's the strongest person in the universe. I'm not sure why. His
like Leap or
something like that, but he's got these like big man tits that they're like always accentuated like that. That show is like written. Go ahead.
It's great. Like, this show was written for Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah,
like,
they'll never be able to do super abridged because this show is completely written. Like it cuts them. It cuts them off. They'll never be able to make the joke because Dragon Ball Super will make the joke about itself. So.
And to truly appreciate it, like, you have to be a Z fan.
Yeah.
Like you said, I watch it for the action, I watch it for the story, but the comedy is just fucking hilarious. It's just, yeah, it is definitely made for fans, and it's awesome. Like, I'm so happy, and I want to read the manga, and they need to just hurry up and announce that they're doing season 2. Come on, we need it. There's so much more manga that they can turn into anime. Like, come on, give it to us. People want it. Like,
sure,
literally.
Yeah, I mean, they have successfully rejuvenated the franchise. Like, I would never have thought that you could pump up the power from the end of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT, and yet they have. They've scaled everything way up, but it's still really cool.
Yeah, and then taking a fan favorite villain that was never in the center universe because the movies were separate of the show, other than Bardock and History of Trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing him in, making a full feature, not that 50-minute Dragon Ball Z movies, a full, almost 2-hour film, and be one of the best performing animated movies of all time. And from beginning to end, that film is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, I'm talking about Broly. And you make, like, the original, you liked him because it was just badass. Like, he literally, like, as much as me and you love Vegeta, he was straight out like, Vegeta, I ain't fucking with this. Like, no.
Yeah.
Took him out with one hit. And in this, you're cheering. Like, who do I cheer for? Like, go Vegeta, go. Oh shit, he's more holy fuck. It's great.
Yeah.
And there's so much potential that they tapped into with this. I want to see where they go next.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm hooked as well.
Just don't make us wait 20 years.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, you got to give them to them. They struck when the iron was hot. I mean, I think they made the right decision. I mean, because GT was out there. You know what? It had some cool stuff. It's not as bad as I think people make it out to be, but this is still way fucking better, though. It's way better.
You could tell GT was fan fiction.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was. But I think what they did with Z to Super, and they did it right, they did those mini specials with Shonen Jump Then they did the mini special that introduced Vegeta's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did, oh, people want this. People want this. Oh, we're going to go whole new. And then people are like, yes! Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
yep, exactly. So there you go. That's what I'm reading, playing, and watching. So that's it, guys. We have made it to the end.
This
course.
is the end of the world as we know it.
Vulsker and D Square Talk edition of the Omega Level Nerds podcast. All right, well, Vulsker, before we go, sir, where can we find you?
Yeah, so you guys can hop on over to the YouTubes, pop in Vulsker, and you can check out some of the videos. I do have one of my best performing videos yet from just being up a week, some benchmarks for Watch Dogs Legions. So that's actually doing pretty good, almost to 400 views under a week, which is nuts. Then you can check me out on Facebook. I have Vulsker page, and Twitter at Vulsker, Instagram I am Vulsker, twitch.tv/Vulsker, and of course every single Sunday night over at the Omega Level Nerds.
You damn right. And of course, for me, you can go on my Twitter at dsquare72. But what I'd really like you to do is go to the show's Twitter at Omega Level Nerds. Please give that a follow. That way you're getting all the news stories that is shared on that, as well as, goofy commentary here and there. But at Omega Level Nerds, our official Twitter handle. I also have a YouTube, no cool, super fantastical, URL, so you just have to search Uncanny X-Men, how to get into comics. You'll find me on there. Of course, didn't do it this week really, but I do normally do some streaming throughout the week and the weekends, normally after the kids are in bed. So that is over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/dsquare72. So check me out there when I do some retro and other sorts of odds and ends streaming. I don't have a schedule or anything there, so you got to make sure you're following. And I am trying to get to 100 followers because I want to start doing some Stream Raiders. I mean, you can play Stream Raiders anytime you want, but I actually want to host it.
Stream Raiders.
It's fun. I enjoy it. I would love to do that while I'm doing some bagging and boarding or talking about comics. So please.
You need to do a video, like an advertisement video for your channel. Like that. Just, guys, I'm going live because Stream Raiders.
Yeah, that would be cool. Absolutely. Stream Raiders. But yeah, so go over there, guys, twitch.tv/dsquare72 and throw me a follow. And of course, we do the show, as Vulsker said, every Sunday night on our Omega Level Nerds Twitch. So that's twitch.tv/Omega Level Nerds. I am, of course, continuing to do comic book reviews for superheroespeak.com. I know last week we actually talked about the Dungeons and Dragons at the Spine of the World, so I actually did review that, and as well as some other stuff. So make sure you check out superheroespeak.com to see some D Square and Vulsker reviews.
Yeah,
of course.
It's actually, now that you said, I totally forgot to mention Last Ronin TMNT, which was one of the most anticipated Ninja Turtles comic arcs coming, with Kevin Eastman actually heading the story and everything, which I'll be submitting over for you guys to check out. Awesome fucking comic, like awesome.
Cool, yeah, check that review out, guys. Again, that's superheroespeak.com. But
don't forget though, also check out their podcast, because you tend to be a regular every few weeks. Fill it in.
That's right. And of course, the podcast is up on the superheroespeak.com, as well as, where you can find other podcasts. But yes, I do tend to be on there quite a bit. They're very gracious to invite me on whenever one of their guys, has some other engagement, and I am happy to oblige for sure. But other than that, guys, again, make sure you come back here each and every Sunday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Omega Level Nerds Twitch. And if you're not a streaming sort of person, well, of course, you can go on the Apple Podcasts app, the Podbean app as well. Wherever you find your podcast, you will find the Omega Level Nerds. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, Lights to Kitten. Doing great as always. KPrice72, thank you for stopping by. Everyone, have a great week. And as always, peace and love. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Peace.